Just as Jesus shared his peace with us, so we must share this peace with one another. On Sundays, in both of our services, we have the perfect opportunity. It's written in the bulletin. We stand up and we pass the peace with one another. Pre-COVID, and maybe even some now, we hugged and we shook hands, and we were really intentional. We got out of the rows sometimes and walked to greet new people. And now we do the best we can. People pass the peace however we can, passing the peace sign to each other. We're doing all we can to affirm the reality of Christ's peace that is here in this space. But even beyond that scripted moment that we have in the service each week, we pass the peace in less obvious ways. We pass the peace of Christ every time we call one another or check in on one another. Every time we send a text saying, "I've been thinking about you, I've been praying about you, how are you doing?" I've seen you all pass the peace as you lend a helping hand, as you reach out to someone who is in need, as you pray for those on our circle of concern, when you show up for one another in times of joy and sorrow. Those are times when we pass the peace, and you all are so good about it in this community. And as followers of Christ, I wonder how passing the peace translates to people outside of this community, perhaps to people who don't have a relationship with Christ or who are not involved in a faith community. How do we continue to pass the peace of Christ and to make that peace known to people we encounter? It might seem intrusive or unnecessary to try and extend this kind of peace until we look back at the life of Jesus.